Fred White joins us. And Fred, you're looking dapper as always. I like the cap. I like the dog. Is that a smoky dog, as Eric Berry's dad called it?
You know it. It's a smoky dog, baby. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Blue tick hound.
A blue tick hound. That's absolutely right. But have you seen the video where Eric Berry gives his dad a blue tick hound?
Yeah, we call it the smoky dog.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was cool. It was super cool. So that speaking of smoky hot takes coming up, who would be on the Mount Rushmore of Tennessee coaches? And we'll get to that later in the program. But Fred, first of all, good Friday, sir. If people need insurance, how do they get a hold of you?
They can go on our website at fredwhiteallstate.com. They can also go on, give us a call at 770-381-0367. We're also on Instagram under also Fred White Allstate, as well as Facebook and Twitter. So we got all the handles there. So give us a call or check us out online on social media, and we'll be happy to help you.
Good deal. It is a huge recruiting weekend. You're in Georgia. You're from Georgia. I'm just curious from that area, because that's always going to be a key for Tennessee in recruiting. How are the Vols viewed now as opposed to pre-Heupel?
Oh, well, we're a threat now. I think guys know that. I think most people know that. Beating Alabama last year made that apparent that we're back. And selling out all your season tickets this early, before the season even starts and everything, this is another big thing. And we also won the Champions Cup for SEC. We won all these championships, and our teams are doing very well. Academically, we're doing very well also. So I think what we are doing right now at the University of Tennessee is amazing. But I will say, we still don't have the respect of the Georgia people just yet. We got some of their respect, but not enough. That'll come once we beat them, though.
So you mean the Georgia fans, or are there still people like prospects that are wondering about Tennessee? Who are you referring to?
Oh, no. I think the prospects are looking at us and thinking, okay, Tennessee's on the rise. And it's very exciting to play there. The home games are just electric and magnified. I think that recruits see us, and they're paying attention to what we have, especially if you're a receiver or a running back, even defensive guys. We need that type of help right now. But if you're a quarterback or a wide receiver or a running back, one of the top ones in the country, this is one of the places you want to play, because we put a lot of points up and we throw the ball all over the field. If you're a receiver and you don't look at Tennessee, I think something's wrong with you. We put two guys in this past year, a third round and a fourth rounder, but I think those guys could have easily been first round picks. If you get some of that top talent into Tennessee, and you'll see some of those guys going first and second round.
One of the things on our Celebrate 98 series, and that's on the YouTube channel, so please hit the like and subscribe button, have your notifications on, because we'll have Sean Ellis, Steve Johnson, several players coming up next week. And Fred, one of the things that I found interesting from talking to some of those guys, even the defensive guys, well, we've talked to mostly defensive guys to this point, but that the Peyton Manning effect in recruiting was real. So even though you play defense, when you see Josh Heupel's offense, that can still have a big impact on your decision to go to UT, right?
Absolutely. I remember coming to visit Tennessee, and my first time ever coming to Tennessee was Florida, 1995 and 94 rather. And I remember seeing Peyton Manning come in the game. I remember watching that game, and Tennessee got beat 30-0, and they were getting beat 30-0 at the half. And it was just like, man, I've never seen a crowd like this. They were still in the game, screaming for the team. And I remember my older brother saying to me, that's Peyton Manning. That's Archie Manning's son. He's a Hall of Famer. I know he's going to be good. And we have read a lot about him and, a lot of different things. But knowing that he was on that campus, knowing you have a quarterback that's going to be solidified at some point, even though he wasn't great his freshman year early on, but you can see the flashes of it, and it made you look at it and say, okay, when Peyton came in, They had a number one recruiting class, and they had some of the top receivers in the country come there. You knew you were going to win games. And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Tennessee was because I felt like we had an opportunity to win national championships and SEC championships. And that having that quarterback in place was a big part of it. So, yeah, I think he did play a big part of us getting other guys to come in. Offensive linemen, running backs, all those type of things. You look at the Jamal Lewis and the Travis Henry and the Travis Stevens coming to Tennessee. Travis Stevens, you could possibly think about, okay, well, he's from Tennessee. But Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry rather, from Georgia and Florida. Peyton Manning being our quarterback played a huge part of them coming.
Yeah, and it was the Georgia guys that changed everything.
Yes,
and then Cozy and Dion and Jamal. And I find it interesting that Jamal was a big driving force in that from talking to Dion earlier this week. So we'll get to all that on the Celebrate 98 series. And that's brought to you by Tennessee Cider Company. So certainly check them out. Fred, with this offense, though, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I could be dead wrong, and you can call me out and call me dead wrong if I'm dead wrong. But would any defenders say, hey, man, I've got to play 80 plays a game because this offense is moving so fast, and I'd rather be at a place that was more ball control? Could you see a defensive player saying that? Could it in any way the offense be a negative at all?
No, because that means you get more tackles. If they can't score, they can't win. What do you mean? You just stop them. You get 3 and outs all the time. If you're supposed to be a good defensive player, I don't care how as many opportunities I have to get plays, guess what that means for me? More opportunity for me to make plays. Plain and simple. That's it. That's what it means. It means I get to make plays. That's it.
Fred is the absolute best. Caleb, I want you to take over. Fred is the absolute best with saying, Dave, that was stupid, without saying, Dave, that was stupid. He's like, okay, dummy.
I didn't say that.
No,
nope. But if you're a defensive player and you're coming to a place like Tennessee and you're thinking, well, they burn too many offensive plays, I don't want you here anyway. That means your ass is lazy. Stay where you at. Go somewhere else.
That's good stuff. Fred, when I talk to you guys, I appreciate and understand my ignorance in some matters. So I can be ignorant, but I'll try to be more learned for sure. All right, Caleb, take over.
Fred, I spoke with Dave on the phone earlier this week about my thoughts on this, and I want to get you in on this because Josh Heupel, the way the system that Tennessee's running is obviously so up tempo. I mean, it's honestly, I've called it kind of controlled chaos to a certain degree. But I would like to ask, dare we go a little blasphemous and say that General Nealon's first game maxim is a bit outdated now? The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. And you guys already proved that in the 97 Auburn game. Y'all made more mistakes and y'all still won.
But if we go through the entire season like that, it's still true. You can't go through an entire season in every game you play, and that is the case. That's not possible. I think every team, regardless if it's high school, pros, or college, I think that makes a big difference. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. And it's not just big mistakes that you're talking about. You're also talking about alignment and assignment. If a guy's lined up correctly, or if a guy is in the wrong gap. We talked about that on our series 98, Celebrate 98. And that was one of those things where we talked about how one guy was out of position, and that one guy being out of position made a hole so big that a running back ran 60 yards for a touchdown, just because that one guy was out of position. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win means more than just that one play or that big play that we gave up. It means your alignment, your assignment, taking care of your business, doing your job. So the team that makes the fewest mistakes, even individual players, that makes a difference.